Hi, welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. Y'all already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. Okay, so Jalen Rose, right? Everybody who knows basketball knows Jalen Rose. Well, Jalen Rose played for the generation before this generation, let's put it that way. Now he works at ESPN as a broadcaster. But anyhow, Jalen was married to a woman by the name of Molly Qerim. And Molly Qerim is also an anchor on ESPN. A lot of us might not have known that they were married. They were a couple. Some people are saying, damn, they silently got married and I knew nothing about it. And they silently got divorced. But those who know a lot about it were feeding rumors. Some people were feeding the rumors that they got divorced because of Stephen A. Now, everybody knows Stephen A., right? And I think Jalen Rose wants to set the record straight about his wife's or ex-wife's relationship with Stephen A. and what happened. Was it a part of what caused their divorce? Now you got to listen to this carefully because this will set the record straight. People are also asking, did she come up off of a bag? Because Jalen Rose played in the NBA for over a decade and a half, and his money is pretty secured. In other words, brother got his bags put together well, right? And you can see clearly after his NBA career, he went on to something that was also lucrative. So he's not one of those people who played a decade and a half in the NBA and now they're broke, depending on a social security check or collecting welfare. He has his money. Okay. Now, in December of 2021, according to MSN, one of the most publicized couples in sports journalism announced their separation. That was in 2021. They announced that they were going to be divorcing. Now, according to court records in Harford County, Connecticut, ESPN's Jalen Rose had filed for divorce from his First Take moderator, Molly Qerim. Rose, who is a veteran of the NBA, 16 years in, he now works as an analyst for the network's NBA pregame shows. NBA Countdown is what it's called. In college, Rose was part of Michigan's legendary Fab Five team that twice advanced to the national championships game. That's neither here nor there. We know that he made it to the pros out of college, and we know that he played for 16 years in the pros. So the brother is solidified. Now, according to many sources, the divorce was peaceful and both parties continue to get along very well. And that's sometimes, unheard of. In most cases, divorces come about because of bitterness and people are tired and they no longer love each other and all this other stuff. Even though some people will try to make up a face for the public, oh, it was amicable and we just grew apart and we decided to go our separate ways because we were better off as friends and it didn't work as a couple, so we'll go back to being friends, which half of the time it's a lie, right? People are bitter because marriage is a commitment that's deeper than just dating or just saying, you're my girlfriend, I'm your boyfriend. And when you go through all that and you give all of yourself to somebody and then it crumbles, whether they didn't do enough or you didn't do enough or whatever. And sometimes the blames just switched around. Nobody wants to be blamed. Blame it on her. Blame it on me. Blame it on the next person. Whatever. So there's bitterness coming out of a divorce usually. Anyhow, they are trying to play it down like there's no bitterness. So journalist Molly Qerim, she got her start at WFSB TV in Hartford, Connecticut, before moving to becoming an anchor at ESPN. ESPN anchor, that's a bag. She also presided over the television show NFL Live and First Take. Now, after its 2003 debut, First Take immediately attracted a sizable audience. Millions of people watched it every day, making it one of ESPN's most watched programs. So, of course, they wanted to do a repeat and a repeat and a repeat. Now in 2015, now we're talking about the show starting in 2003. So it's had a nice run. In 2015, Qerim became the show's moderator and host. The bag jumped up. Her charisma, her grace, her ability to keep discussions calm while still allowing for intense arguments, that made her the ideal choice to moderate the show. As of the year 2023, Qerim has amassed a net worth of $4 million. All of her earnings, including her salary from ESPN, her sponsorship deals, the guest appearances, they're all tallied up together to come to this total, which is $4 million. Qerim relies heavily, according to MSN.com, she relies heavily on her annual compensation from ESPN, which is reported to be about $1 million. Her career in journalism has come a long way as well, and she's just becoming better as time goes by. She is a role model for young journalists because of her perseverance and her dedication, and because of her style of delivery and all that. She bridges the gap. The details of her financial situation, though, behind these tidbits remain unknown. Despite the absence of details, it is likely that she earns a comfortable living thanks to her now established career. So in other words, baby girl got her own money as well. But I'm sure she doesn't have the kind of money that Jalen Rose, Mr. 16 years top player, among the top players in the NBA, is. Anyways, Jalen Rose and Molly Qerim, this is where they came together. They're two well-known faces from ESPN. Now, while they were normally in the headlines for their opinions on sports, the fact that they recently divorced had garnered a lot of attention, not just from the media, but from their fans as well. So they are one of the couples who are coming forward to say that, listen, the divorce was amicable. The reason for it yet? Unknown. But the divorce was amicable. We just decided to go our separate ways. We were friends before we were married, and then we got married, and I don't know, I think the marriage thing spoiled the friendship because it got sour right there. So we're going back to being just friends. And, again, it wasn't through a fight and screaming and pack your stuff and get out and I don't love you anymore. That's what they want us to believe. However, rumors were swirling that Stephen A. was the cause of their breakup. People are claiming that Molly Qerim, which is Jalen Rose's wife or ex-wife, at the time being his wife, was getting involved with Stephen A. And Stephen A. was hitting it on the side. And then Jalen found out, and it made for a messed up situation at work, as well as messed up their relationship. Well, Jalen Rose set the record straight in his interview with GQ's Tyler R. Tynes, shutting down rumors that his split with Molly was due to her alleged relationship with Stephen A. Though Smith has angered a lot of people, Rose certainly isn't one of them. Y'all know how Stephen A. Smith is. He says what he says, and a lot of people get angry. But Jalen Rose says, I'm not one of those people. I know the guy. I work with him. I love him. He's my brother. That kind of stuff. I have no beef with him. And no, it has nothing to do with our relationship or his relationship with Molly. It's simply not true. But when it happened, it's two ways for me to handle it as a professional, he said. I work with him. I got love for him. That's my brother. I got love for her. We were friends before we even got married. We just didn't work as a couple. I just saw her today. We're cool. But for me to see the speculation, for people to assume that was why, it kind of bothered me. Why the rumors bothered Jalen Rose is reasonable. It's completely understandable to feel uneasy about false information being spread, especially when it comes to such a sensitive topic. Of course, you're going through a divorce. You're losing your love or the love of your life. Somebody you thought you would spend the rest of your life with. You're going through tough times. And then people are adding an insult to injury by saying that there is a person that is close to you that's having an affair with your wife, and that's the reason why you're falling apart. Now, you can get on a microphone and scream the truth out to the public, but I'll tell you what, it won't look professional. And not only that, but people tend to believe the more salacious stories, not necessarily the truth. If the truth is boring, they don't want to hear it. They want the lies, the made up stuff, because that's more exciting. So according to court documents, Jalen Rose stated that their marriage had been irretrievably broken down after Qerim, Molly, relocated to Connecticut. Now, according to TMZ, Jalen Rose expressed that he and Molly have decided that staying friends and colleagues is the best way for them to move forward in their relationship. She moved away for her job for work purposes. He's on the go for job and work purposes. They're just apart a lot too much. And, there are other things that are going on in the background, which is rough for them to keep up that marriage. So there was an interview going on where she herself cried. This was in June of 2021, just 2 months after Jalen had filed for divorce. So it wasn't her that filed for a divorce. There's statistics out there that says 70 to 80% of divorces are actually initiated, filed for by women. Well, not in this case. In this case, she very much wanted her marriage. He did not want the marriage anymore. He filed for a divorce. And she talked about those difficulties, and she talked about the death of several members of his family. He was losing a lot of members of his family at the time. Now, with tears streaming down her face, she lovingly referred to him as her husband, even though he had filed for a divorce. Most women, you file for a divorce and then it's out in the public and she's like, yeah, my ex. Well, we were married, but he filed for a divorce, so he's now my ex. We don't even live together. She was so wrapped up in this being my husband, her husband, that she still talked about him as her husband. She still referred to him as her husband while sharing these heartbreaking news of him losing 5 family members in that 1 year. As she spoke out about him, she referred to it as a hard couple of years that they've had to deal with. Now, Rose is taking a stand in his divorce documents by refusing to ask for alimony and making it clear that he doesn't want Qerim to receive it either. In other words, I don't want anything from her, and she shouldn't want anything from me either. Qerim is not seeking any spousal support, and there's no prenup in place. So this man gets to keep all his stuff he worked them 16 years in the NBA for, and all that other stuff. He won't be having to split up his assets. They don't have any children together, so there won't be any child support or anything going on there. Maybe the rumors about his divorce will finally die down now, right? Now that he has cleared the air. The public nature of famous people's social lives frequently provide fertile ground for gossip. And like I said before, people like to hear the salacious stories, even when they're made up. They prefer to take that as the truth than to hear the real truth. Now, according to Hollywood Worth, Molly Qerim's net worth of $3 million in 2021 when she divorced Jalen stayed the same in 2022, suggesting that her net worth may not have changed significantly following the announcement of the divorce. Now, in 2023, however, her wealth has increased from $3 million to an extra $1 million. So she is now at a $4 million net worth standing on her own, suggesting that she may have received some form of compensation as a result of the controversy. Rose, an NBA star who has seen his net worth rise since splitting with his wife. Imagine that. Since splitting with his wife, his net worth has risen. Clutch Points estimated that Jalen Rose had a net worth before of $50 million in 2021. Like I told you before, He did 16 years in the NBA, top tier player. Back then, they weren't getting paid millions like they are now, but they still were getting paid a lot of money. And Jalen made his investment wisely, saved his money and all of that, and then went on to a lucrative career after in journalism. So, of course, he had a heftier net worth than her. His net worth was sitting at 50 mil in 2021. And by the end of that year into 2023, by the year 2023, this had increased to $52 million. So if Rose finds herself awash in riches, it's unlikely to affect Qerim's financial situation because her annual salary of $3 to $4 million is about equal to his whole net worth. I don't know how that goes. What I'm trying to say is this. People are asking, did she come up with a bag? Is she going to get like $500,000 settlement, $50,000 a month in alimony, all this other stuff? And the answer is no. They decided to go their separate ways. You take what you came with and go. I'll take what I came with and go. And we'll continue being friends. And that is that. And that's exactly what they've done. Shout out to them, man. Very rarely do you ever see a celebrity divorce where money is not exchanged in big lump sums and monthly payments and all that. So Jalen, you did the right thing, bro. You look like you caught the right one. And even in divorce, she didn't try to scrape your pockets dry. Obviously, it was not about money for her. It was more about being with the man who then chose not to be with her anymore because of his life difficulties that he's having to face, along with a career and everything else that was going on. So more power to them. I'll catch y'all on the next video. Leave your comments in the comment section below. It's Hot Topics TV. You already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.